Scrapping in my own private Idaho, and today I am sharing day number 11, 10 and day number 11 in Christy's Beautiful Life. And this was a fun layout. It was designed by Helen Ding, and I have used some Stampin' Up paper that I bought actually at the beginning of the catalog season last year, and I just didn't have the opportunity because it's fancy drinks, and I don't I don't drink. So anyway, I went on an adventure. So there's a group of us that travel Idaho together, and we are it kind of started because I have one friend, and she had a cabin, so we went down there, and they were talking about all the places in Idaho, and I haven't been to anywhere. I've lived here about 11 years. And so about last year at some point, I decided I wanted to see the different things because there's a lot of fun things to do in Idaho. And now once a month we pick one and we go. So this is what this documents. So when you do a sketch, I like to do 2 pages. This is a 1-page sketch by Helen Ding. So what I did was I would call this a flip. So you can see on the left hand side I have my 2 film strips, and I am sharing the design file for this. I like my files to be fit a 2x2. So these pictures are printed at 2x2. I printed them on my Epson, and so I have changed the size on that, and I will share that link with you. So I had those 2. I have the circle, and I learned to do something fun with these circles. So, and part of it's going to get covered up, and I'm okay with that. But this one says, "Sip, sip, hooray, my friends have led me astray." And so the joke is, I don't drink at all. And actually none of us are really big into that, but a couple of the girls had a fancy drink, and so when they came, that was this one. It was so cute. I was having a bad case of FOMO, so I had my first mocktail, and it was really, really good. And the restaurant, the waitress, because I had no idea what I should drink, and so she made one, and it was really good. I can't even remember what it was. I should have wrote it down because it was really good. And she just did a combination. It was great fun, and it's really cute. You can see how big it is and how cute it is. I don't usually eat a lot of sugar, and I got to tell you, I also get up like a lot of times at night, and I slept through the night. I slept 7 hours straight after drinking this mocktail. But anyway, it was great fun. But anyway, how I started off to say this was, well, how I made this was, and this is just the regular Cricut font, and I believe you could do this even if you didn't have Design Space file. I don't know, because I do have that Cricut access. So what I did was I typed out, "My friends have sip, sip, hooray, my friends have led me astray," and then you go under Edit, and then at the bottom towards Edit there's something called Curve, and I curved it to make a circle. And I knew, and then I resized it. I made it 3, and I made it a print and cut. And I used material. I used this paper. This is Freesia, and it matches the paper. And I cut it at 8.5 by 11, and I have an Epson printer, and I just ran it after I cut it 8.5 by 11. I printed it off. And I love this. It is great fun. So this one says, "Sip, sip, hooray, my friends have led me astray." And the other one says, "What happens at the cabin stays at the cabin." And then I had another one that said, "Girls just want to have fun," twice, and that's a circle. And then this one says, "Who's the bad influence? Who's influencing who?" And so those are on a Cricut file that I'm sharing, but you could literally make any kind of And that's a great way to do a title if you have a lot of words and you don't want to put them across the page and you don't want to glue them down. Making this a print and cut and making a circle out of it is great. And if you don't have, you know, maybe you don't want to do a circle cut, I knew I had these fancy little things and I thought they matched really nice. This is from Stampin' Up. I don't know if it's retired. I know that this wasn't supposed to be retired, but it is retired. So I will put the items that I used. You might have them in your stash, but anyway, so what I did was after I printed it and cut, I used this size and I just put it on there and I cut it out. And I didn't even run it through the print and cut. So that way I don't have to align it. So with print and cut. And actually I just typed it on there and then I went up to the top. Instead of basic cut, I just put print and cut. So that is, so this one is already glued down. So how I'm going to start is, and I'm going to show you how I use this, and I'm going to actually put, I have a page protector. So I want to show you, while I'm chatting, I want to show you, and probably all the things are going to come off. You can, because this is, one of the reasons I did these layouts, so they're 2x2s, but not only can I have them on this side, if you wanted, and I've got, so all of us are scrapbookers. All of us that went on this trip are scrapbookers. So there are so many fun pictures. So I can actually flip it over and I can have it. So this can have 8. This one, because it's glued down flat and I've got this one on top, I did not make it. So I have 4 pictures here. I could put 8 pictures here. So on this one alone, I have 8 plus 4 is 12, 13 on this side, and I can have 13 on this side. So I can literally have 26 pictures here. And a lot of them was, the reason I don't mind doing the smaller pictures on trips like this, because that way I remember, because we do a lot of stuff. We always laugh because one of the girls, we call her the tour guide. See how this slips down in here like this? So you can literally pull it out, and I have my little lemon. So you could, the reason I designed it the way I did, and I actually put it up a little bit higher than I probably would have, is so that when you go like this, I'm going to put it like this. Oops. Ooh. Things are falling. It's okay. I'll glue it all back on. So if I'm having it in my album like this, I can just reach in and pull it out. And that works great if you have journaling that you don't want other people to see. Oh, and this is, I fussy cut. Actually, I'll show you the dies that came with it. You might have it. If you have this paper pack, you might have this die cut set. And it came with the set. And I just put the letters. This is the Stampin' Up's alphabet a la mode. And I just had so much fun. So this is, I put vellum over it so I could, if you wanted your cup to look like a cup, see how you can put vellum over the top of it. And because vellum is kind of hard, you can see the adhesive, you could put that lemon, I just fussy cut that out of the regular paper, and that way you could hold it on there without having it to see there. So that was part of my title, and there's so much to show you on this one. And actually I wanted to show you the paper, and it's kind of a way that I like to do stamping and using my paper packs. So you can see that I cut out these, and that is my title. So my Sips is actually on a cup. The other thing that I did was on these small ones, actually, Stampin' Up does this thing where they, if you have the dies, you can see the top of my head. Aren't you so lucky today? Yay, you get to see it. Several of these, like this one, you can cut out with the die. That cuts around a die. The circle, the lemon, that cuts around the die. And I cut into that, and put it on top of the glass so that it kind of gives it that 3D look. These small blueberries, they have dies in here that cut them out exactly. So that way, a lot of the bigger stuff like this, these cut, some of them, I don't bother because, to be quite honest, that's such an easy cut. I don't even bother taking out my thing with that. And here's all the things. So you can see these stamps. The reason I like this stamp set is they also have these little color splotches. So what I did was, you can see that I just used one color, which was black. And you stamped on, when I stamped this orange, on this orange, it looked like an orange. And then you could just cut it out. So I liked this side of the paper, so there was this side and that side. I did the strawberries, I did oranges, it also has a lemon that I did, and so that was fun. And the other thing that I did, because I'm trying to use up all my paper and not have a bunch of packs left over, the other thing that I did was, there are a lot of these different leaves, and I have a whole bag of things that I cut out that was so much fun, but I'll show you this one. So this one is, you can see, so this is out of pattern paper, and I liked it. It looks great, so I just stamped it and then I cut it out, and then I don't have to color it in, and it's variegated. I don't know what's happening upstairs, but it sounds pretty interesting. See how that is? So this one is from the paper. You put it directly on the paper and use your die cut. And this one was, I stamped it on there, and it's actually black. You can't, I don't know if you can see that it's black, but it looks really good because the paper, when I first looked at the pack, I thought, why do they, they've got all these bright reds and all of a sudden they throw in a green? Well, oh, and here's the other one. So I did the lemonade, can be out of that. I stamped the lemon out of the lemonade like that. And then the other one was, I think I used all the green because it made beautiful leaves, and I liked it because it wasn't, I like this better than cardstock. Number one, it's lighter, so it's not going to make your pages thick, and the other nice thing about it is it's not a solid green. It's a striped green, and in nature, leaves aren't just one solid color of green, so I really like that. I had so much fun with this die set. It's kind of like, oh, I wish I would have done that like sooner. Now it's, I usually find something to do with the product just as it's retiring or going on clearance. So anyway, let's get back to the layout. So lots of things to share with you today. Okay, so we're going to go ahead and close that. So let me show you how I do this. So this is, my pictures are cut at 2 by 2. So I make a 2 by 2 slice, and I use foam tape. So let's go ahead. Let's put all this stuff down so that I can actually finish this page. So I cut this paper right here. I didn't want to use both, so it is cut at 6 by. I actually cut at 6 by 9, but it was too much white space. Then I have also added, I just took my blending brush and I used berry burst. So this is what I used. I put this on actually I couldn't find my pad, so I used leftover Cricut, the plastic type of it, and I just smeared it on, and I took my blending brush and threw a little bit of water on there and then did that. I just didn't want it to be stark. So then I put this down. This is 6 by 10 and a half. 6 by 10 and a half. That sounds right. 6 by 10 and a half. And it meets in the middle like this. And I'm going to repeat it exactly like I did on the other side. And this is a great way to save your paper. Okay, so the next thing that I'm going to do is I am going to set down my first film strip. So my film strip is going to go right here. And it is, I have to make sure that I've got enough room because I had to have my picture here. And this picture goes about, it is, let me see, I gotta put them right up next to each other. I can't remember what I had them, but that will drive me crazy if they don't match. Okay, so this one goes right here. So that is, it will ring a bell. It is down 5, and I'm putting it right at the edge. And this is going to go right here. I'm going to glue that down. I kind of wish I would have done that with there, but oh well. I don't know if there's going to be enough room. I might have to. I think what I did with this one was I actually put this one on top. So it goes over, when I'm looking at this one, because I'm replicating it, I'm just flipping it. So I'm doing the same thing. So it's at 4.5. So I'm going to scoot this over a little bit more. And this one's at 4.5. And then, okay, so this is the tricky part. So I don't want my white things to show, so you can see. And I also, this file originally was a close to my heart one, and it was the film strip, and it had 4. But I like this one because it's wide, because I need to put foam tape. So what does the foam tape do? The foam tape does 2 things. If it were flat, it's hard for you to get your pictures to pull them up. So I wanted the foam tape to have the paper a little bit up. It gives it a little bit of space. See, I have that much space between the paper and that. So that helps it move up and down. And remember, I'm going to add 4 pictures on the back of this one and 4 pictures on the back of that one. So I also, the other thing I do is I put, and this is how I start every time. I take foam tape and I put it at the bottom, and then I put it at the 2 tops. And I put my paper in, making sure that I can slide it up and down. So what I do is I cut this part first. I cut my spot for my 2x2 pictures. And my lemon keeps falling down because it is cut. Oh, I didn't cut this one. Well, if I had a pair of scissors. Okay, so I'll show you what I mean by this. I'm cutting this one right here. It kind of gives that 3D look. I'm putting it on the lip of this, and then I'm going to tape it, and then that's what you're grabbing to pull up. So I'm going to put that just right there. I have pull tabs, but I have so much stuff and I'm not super organized, so a lot of times when I go to find it, especially with Christy's Beautiful Life, when I'm trying to do a project every time. So that can come up and down. So I can slide that up and down like this. Okay, so I have to be sure on this, because when you pull foam tape and you put it down, it's down. I have to redo my whole page. So let's make sure that everything is just the way we want it. I'm going to glue this at 4.5. I'm going to put this down at 9. And there I am with my big beautiful mocktail. And then I'm going to put this, I'm putting this towards the top. I'm going to scoot this one down a little bit, I think. And then this one I'm putting close to the top because I want to be able to reach in and pull it up. Okay, so now that we've done this, I'm going to go ahead and tape this down. And this one I just put the backing on it, just because if you don't put something in here, then it will see the edge of your pictures, and I don't like that. So I just, you can either back it like this, or you can, it's going to be 4.5, right? I feel like, is that what I said? Yeah. So we were laughing when we were down there. We didn't do anything really bad, but we were pretending to be naughty. And okay. And then that one's going to go right here, and then this picture is going to go on the top. It does overlap it, but I'm okay with that, because we've got a lot of pictures on there. And you can see that I use those place-holding cards a lot of times for my base. So This is part of Christy's Beautiful Life. Like I said, this is day 11. I'm going to give you a short little blurb from day number 12, day number 10. And I want to do this, and I want to have it so that you can see my sip, sip, hooray. You're not going to be able to see the whole saying, but that's okay. So this is the scary part for me, so when I undo, and you don't have to do, I suggest taking the sticky part off of this, and you wouldn't have to take it all the way down, but I usually do. And I'll have like a 3-second thing. I'm going to move this aside, make sure I have it just the way I want it, because like I said, when the foam tape goes down, it is down. Okay, so I'm going to kind of lap it over. Now on her films are much smaller than mine, and that's okay. I'm going to put this right down here at the bottom. I want it to say sip, sip, hooray. And you could put something in there and twirl it, but because I've got something that I already have a moving element, it's hard to have two moving elements on top of it. And see, and I kind of work with it before I glue it completely down because I want it to be movable. And there's that one. And oh, I have lost my title. So I do have another title that's supposed to say sip right here, and you'll just have to believe me. I'm not gonna have you watch me while I dig it out of the thing, but it will look exactly like this side. So anyway, so that is day number 11. So day number 9 is a design where I am making a small 8.5 book, and I went super easy, and even being super easy and super quick. Oh, I gotta cover this little guy up because he is a borrowed child. We can't see his sweet little cute adorable little face, but he is cooking. So my daughter, when she babysits, she has these kids cook. They're going to be great chefs. So this design is from, oh, I have a piece of paper. I might have to put it on, you know, when you go to record. It's such a small space that I have that records. A lot of times I'm like floundering around. Oh, here it is. So this one is from day number 10, and it's Sheena Sparks, and you can see that I have the 2 lines. I did make mine a little bit bigger, so she has 2 strips. I have 2 strips, and I have my pictures tucked in. She has a journaling block. I used, this was a teeny tiny square, but she could have used a PML card for it. I did tear, because this is a 1-page layout. I stretched it so that I did the tort piece on this side and the journaling space on this side, and then she had it striped. And now that I'm looking at it, it's pretty plain, so I think I will have the title, I think I'm going to make it out of the wood grain and then distress it, and it will say Cooking with Roro. So, and I don't know if it will fit because it's pretty small. This is an 8x8 album. So anyway, so I am up to day number 12, and I do have an idea for that one. I think it's going to be a soccer one. To me, this kind of looks like a soccer field. So, and I did find my daughter's really old soccer pages, and they're green, and Stampin' Up has some green soccer paper. So I think that's going to be a fast and easy, and it might be a 1-page because I might only have one. You know, with the soccer pictures, it was usually they take a group photo and then they'd have them individual, and I think that's what I have. So anyway, and then I'll have like maybe the little card over here. So anyway, that's what I'm going to do for tomorrow, so stay tuned, and thank you so much for watching. I hope you got some ideas on things that you could do, and I will have still shots on my Facebook page, which is Joy Ani Scrap in my own private Idaho, and I will share the design space file for the little sayings, and also the film strip. And I would highly recommend try making a circle title. They're a lot of fun. You can say anything. They're super easy. Just change it to a print and cut, and and that will add a lot of fun things to your scrapbooking. Talk to you later. Thanks so much. Bye.